I think the proof is in the pudding. I think the pudding itself, or the proof, gives people a sour taste once they do taste it and realize that the reality of things is not what people want them to be. There's so much stuff that's wrong with a lot of martial arts. It all seems similar, especially traditional, that just lacks the stuff it needs to have that majority of people later learn to do by training combat sports. And I think a lot of what I've seen online where people exposed to problems of being too much thinking about these quick, fast movements and all this flashy, different little whatever the heck stuff, just touching and tapping, without actually having no structure put behind it, is where a lot of these modern day arts have lost it. They see the Kempo karate where they're doing like 1,000 different quick little snap moves on somebody with their hands and their feet, and all these little seconds are all stir stuff with the dummies. And I love going back to where it shows the dummy is supposed to teach you structure. It's supposed to teach you structure of moving and feeling each individual movement and actually applying it properly, structure wise. But then again, I've heard people say, oh, the dummy's not supposed to represent a replica of another Wing Chun person. And I've seen so many people get stuck in that art, similar to the karate style versus another version of their own style. Instead of actually trying to use concepts and principles, they have to learn the style, learn the basics, then modify for themselves. And needing the pressure testing of actual combat sports to do that. And also, ring fight and cage fight is different because they're prepared to learn the environment of the ring, the cage, to fight in. Proof of the pudding seems to be there. Movements in martial arts and structural alignment and understanding timing and stuff and distance control and keeping composure come from combat sports all seems to play better for self-defense than just learning this technique of hitting and this technique of that. And in the recent video where Jeff Chan showed him beating Sensei Seth with a technique, it isn't the moves of the techniques or the movements within the techniques that make them work. It's a mixture of them two with the individual person applying years of them perfecting them techniques to go to that flawlessly. Just like, for example, joint manipulation in itself, that movement of bending joints here and there, hyperextending stuff, that is not a technique. That's just naturally applying pressure here causes pain or problems in the body, and too much cause it to snap. The actual movements and movement of your body to get into that position properly to apply that technique when situation is needed, that when actual technique being shown is a partnership. Just like the idea of putting your arm around somebody's neck, strangulation. That's not a technique. That's just a natural way. Anything puts too much on the carotid, whatever you say it, however you pronounce it, carotid arteries, whatever. It causes problems and people possibly to die of too much applied. The proper application and execution of that from one person to another, that is the technique. Not the actual movements themselves, but the proper application, execution. That's just how I'm starting to look at it now. Okay? So when people say something, well, that his technique beat that other person's size, it just happened to be in the right environment, in the right time, in the right timing of that situation. Okay? If that was true, if the technique was just so superior, people could just do that technique all the time in any position. No. You got to do in the years to where you do get in position, you automatically go to it without thinking, or you can see the opening to go to it. It is a partnership between your years of training experience and developing that in you and stuff you learn to do with your body. Just like, for example, I love seeing any type of stick play, okay? Whether it be double sticks, whether it be collie sticks, whether it be this right here. I could just do a bunch of fancy little things and just do it just my arms, fancy little stuff that has nothing, just swing it all everywhere without hitting my own self. Yeah, I'm technically doing a form like a technique of doing something, but I'm doing it with no purpose. I'm really just kind of just doing around, not actually applying properly. Like, okay, yeah, I touched it, oh, the technique's supposed to be okay. Put this here, bring that there. But I'm not actually really involving the trueness of the relationship. Just like if I was swinging this so fast, of whatever type of form, that I was making it either push or pulling whatever going faster, the one part of my hand for the other, and it was not proper alignment. What I need to do here on this end as well over here of how I'm moving it to where it properly does it. And flashy stuff is overrated at some point. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes flashy stuff you can pull off for its own purpose, big distraction, whatever. But actual movement of structure and correct alignment and proper understanding of it. That's where the beauty lies. That's where the balance of the two lie. And you have to have hours of that. No, and you can have hours actually doing the wrong thing. Just like the example where Mr. Miyagi screwed Danielson over. An hour he painted the fence wrong. Didn't even tell him. That was just stupid. You can do hours of training doing the wrong thing. But with the proper right people, coaches, environment, and not everybody's going to do great. That's why I hate when people say, oh, just take BJJ, just take boxing. Some people might suck at that. Some people might not like the environment, that exact school they go to. Stop unintentionally saying stuff like it's the cure and everything. That'd be just like saying, well, just take karate, just take JKD. The easiest way to find the best martial art for you is find the one that's closest, the one that's most affordable. Go to it, see if you like it. If you don't like it, try another one. And if you can't do that, work on your own self slowly over time until you can afford the money to do whatever in your own backyard, whatever. Okay? People do, I see where people talking about so much, and there's nothing putting it wrong with all different hand stuff on this, whatever it's supposed to be. There's nothing wrong with that. And I love when, as I mentioned, you got to learn the form to violate the form. You got to have your proper structure, your proper rooting, your proper base, so you can modify and violate it later on. But then again, that's just not just that simple as saying going from a martial art and doing that at the bottom later, getting later in your life doing it, and then trying to apply in a combat sport. You got to restart all over, and you got to relearn that combat sport. Two different things. So as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you folks around, and sometimes I regret buying this. Sometimes I don't. I just wish these hard plastic ones weighed more. The only thing that's going to make any real true damage on this is either that end or somewhere right here where I could push pulling with this, or that end right there. No difference than the expandable batons where all the weight's right here and it's thinner up there. I mean, yeah, but this right here is still a fun little workout, fun little movements. Get down the idea of punches, get down the idea of elbows, get down the art of just you and the tool working together, working around yourself out, hitting or hurting your own little self, etc. So yeah, and they're fun to play with. I love playing with sticks. I love high kicks for fun. I love doing stuff for fun. But I also want to find out true reality of stuff. And I'm still very much at the bottom of my journey, but I will continue on with it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you folks around.